No football fan will love to see their favorite club being relegated, because relegation is the ultimate price for failure during a football league campaign. Oftentimes, a relegation battle is usually fought among the lesser clubs who struggle to amass a huge number of points that would eventually guarantee their safety in the league. However, we've also seen the so-called big clubs get relegated occasionally from their respective top-flight leagues. Without further ado, let's take a look at some elite football club sides that have been relegated in recent years. Number 7. Schalke 04, 2020-2021. For those who are very much familiar with German football, you all will agree that Schalke 04 are arguably one of the biggest clubs in the Bundesliga. They were also a household name in Europe due to their participation in European competitions such as the UEFA Champions League and Europa League. They even reached a surprise 2010-2011 UEFA Champions League semi-finals before crashing out to Manchester United. However, Schalke 04 faced a shocking relegation from the German Bundesliga during the 2020-21 season after they finished bottom of the league. The German Giants picked up just 3 wins all season and were able to amass a mere 16 points, which eventually sealed their relegation to the lower division. Schalke 04's relegation during the 2020-21 football campaign will go down as one of the biggest surprises in European football in recent years. The German club did gain promotion back to the Bundesliga for the 2022-23 football campaign after spending just 1 season in the Bundesliga too. Number 6. Leeds United 2003-2004. Another big side that have faced relegation in recent years in Premier League club is Leeds United. For those who are lovers of English football will know the history that Leeds United commands. They were a force to reckon with, especially at the turn of the millennium. They had some of the best legs in the team at the time, which was managed by David O'Leary, some of which included Nigel Martin, Rio Ferdinand, Mark Viduka, Robbie Fowler, Robbie Keane, and the likes. The Premier League club also had a remarkable 2001 Champions League champion, which saw them reach the semi-finals of the competition before eventually bowing out to Spanish side Valencia. However, 3 years after that remarkable moment in Europe, Leeds United will eventually get relegated from the Premier League after a disastrous 2003-2004 league campaign. Their inability to qualify for Champions League football had an adverse effect on their revenue, and considering their huge wage bill, the club gradually ran into serious debts. They were almost expelled from the Football League, but managed to somehow survive and had to begin League One with a 15-point deduction to start the 2007-2008 season. Leeds United, however, did return to the Premier League after 16 years of exile during the 2020-21 football campaign. Number 5. Manchester United 1973-74. The Red Devils are widely regarded as the most successful club in Premier League history due to their remarkable accomplishments. However, prior to the formation of the Premier League, in 1992, Manchester United had previously faced relegation in the first division of a total of 5 times. Their last being the 1973-74 league campaign, when they finished in 21st position on the log with just a total of 32 points being amassed all season. The English Giants endured a difficult campaign that saw them lose a total of 20 games that season, notably being their opening fixture, which ended in a 3-0 defeat to Arsenal, and their final game of the season, which was a disappointing 1-0 loss to Stoke City. Number 4. Corinthians 2006-2007. You probably may not be familiar with the South American League, but definitely must have heard of Corinthians at some point. They are regarded as one of the biggest and historic clubs from Brazil and have produced a handful of top football players such as Carlos Tevez, Dida, Paulinho, and the likes. However, despite their dominance in the Brazilian Serie A, Corinthians suffered a shocking relegation during the 2006-2007 league campaign. The club were hit with relegation crisis following money laundering allegations 2 years after signing a sponsorship deal with Media Sports Investments. In 2005, same year they won the Brazilian Championship. Their fate was, however, sealed on the very last day of the 2006-2007 football campaign. After they lost to Grêmio, a win would have ensured their stay in the Serie A for another season. However, they failed to grind out the necessary 3 points. Number 3. River Plate 2010-2011. Still in South America, but this time around Argentine club side River Plate suffered one of football's biggest relegation setback during the 2010-2011 campaign. It was their first ever relegation from the Argentine top flight league since the club's inception in 1901. They were hit with financial issues which affected the club's performance during the 2010-2011 football campaign in the Primera Division, although they would have ensured their safety should they have been able to secure a win against Belgrano de Cordoba in a two-leg playoff. However, River Plate catapulted during the two-legged encounter as they lost 3-1 on aggregate. They bounced back almost immediately and went on to win a record 36th Primera Division title during the 2013-2014 season. The Argentine Giants have produced a handful of elite football players such as Alexis Sanchez, Gonzalo Higuain, Radamel Falcao, Ezequiel Palacios, Javier Mascherano, and most recently the Argentine duo of Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez. Number 2. Newcastle United 2008-2009. The Premier League club are gradually coming back to their prime years thanks to the backing of oil-rich Saudi Arabian owners. However, prior to their takeover in 2021, Newcastle United were known to be one of the traditional Premier League clubs with a very rich history. The Magpies, however, did suffer a shocking relegation during the 2008-2009 football campaign, where they finished 18th on the log, with a disappointing 18 points after 38 league games. It came as a big surprise to many football fans, as Newcastle United had a couple of big-name players in the squad at the time, such as Michael Owen, Obafemi Martins, Damien Duff, Sebastian Bissong, among others. It was the club's first relegation since 1989 and was a result of a couple of factors such as boardroom struggles, managerial changes, and an overpaid and underachieving roster at the club. Number 1. Juventus 2005-2006. Of course, this video wouldn't be complete without mentioning Italian giants Juventus, who were sent packing to the Serie B during the 2005-2006 football season. They were a victim of serious financial irregularities following the popular Calciopoli scandal, which found Juventus guilty of influencing referees and match officials in their favor. The old ladies were hit with a series of harsh sanctions, such as being stripped of their 2004-2005 and 2005-2006 Serie A titles. They were also relegated to the lower division, which happened to be the first in the club's history. The incident will go down as arguably one of the biggest relegation setbacks suffered by an elite club side in world football. Juventus at the time had some of the finest players in world football, such as Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Pavel Nedved, and Alessandro Del Piero, Lilian Thuram, Fabio Cannavaro, Buffon, Patrick Vieira, and the likes. Several years after the incident, Juventus were once again handed a 15-point deduction in the Serie A last month in January for another financial-related issue. Which other top clubs do you know that have suffered relegation in recent times? Please do well to drop your opinions in the comment section below this video and let us know about your own choice. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss our future videos.